You can find duplex intercoms on pretty much any film set nowadays, so how do these new lightweight headsets from Vaxis hold up? Let's take a look. Now, Vaxis is well known for their reliable wireless video systems, and now they're introducing their take on duplex intercoms. And these headsets are a little bit different in that they use bone conduction, which was originally developed for people with hearing loss. And the idea is that rather than using a traditional driver to deliver the sound, it uses vibration to bypass the eardrum entirely to relay sound to your inner ear. It's a bit weird when you first use them, since you can still hear everything around you, but still have a complete sense of your surroundings. I could see this being really beneficial as an operator in the narrative space, since you're essentially a part of the scene, and it's super important having an acute sense of spatial awareness, especially when you're throwing around 40 pounds of camera over your shoulder. All right, so for some quick physical observations, the unit comes with a really small belt pack that wirelessly connects to an incredibly light headset. I weighed this at right around 45 grams, which is nearly half as light as a regular Sony battery. And it doesn't feel as cumbersome as a traditional headset, which is nice on those particularly hot summer days, so you're not just sweating all over the ear cups and making them all nasty. The belt pack uses a standard GoPro battery, while the headset itself has a built-in battery, and both last for about 12 hours. Additionally, you can use the USB-C port on the side to provide continuous power to the belt pack, so you don't even have to worry about it. Range is about what you typically expect from a wireless duplex intercom. You're getting around 1,000 feet of range between units, and the belt pack communicates using Bluetooth up to 100 feet, so you could easily just throw this on the camera cart nearby if you don't want to keep it on your body. The host belt pack can transmit up to 7 units maximum, and Vaxis plans on releasing a base station in the future that can link up to 26 headsets, so you can essentially be Oprah and just give all your crew headsets if you wanted. Personally, I much prefer using duplex intercoms for camera department because it's instant communication and they keep your hands free, so you can still easily communicate while swinging a $20,000 lens or even while operating. The nice thing about the bone conduction style headsets are that they keep your ear open if you still need to use traditional radio surveillances. You can have up to 3 separate channels, which is super convenient for communicating with different departments. I'd probably set one channel for camera, one for grip, and maybe another for electric. But I feel like most grips I know just grouch and moan whenever I mention the word headset, so your mileage will probably vary on that. Having the ability to assign groups directly on each individual belt pack is super handy, since most other comms require some sort of hub or even entire computer to assign groups and use that feature. Really quick, before we start comparing audio quality, I want to tell you where you can find quality audio, and that happens to be the sponsor of today's video, Audio. Audio is a music subscription service with a library that's meticulously handpicked for video creators like myself. Their tracks have been featured on everything from Netflix to Super Bowl commercials, and it's super easy to find exactly what you're looking for. New to Audio is their new link match feature, which allows you to literally just copy and paste a link from services like Spotify or YouTube, and AI will analyze their entire catalog to find the closest match so that you can find songs up to 18 times faster. It's a pretty wild feature and is akin to how we use tools like ShotDeck to find visual references, only this is for music. Link Match AI is only available to Audio Pro subscribers, and the great thing is that Audio Pro licenses are already cleared for distribution on any platform, as well as for commercial use on client work, so they never expire and you can just use those assets forever. Not only are you getting unlimited music downloads, but there are also over 30,000 high-quality sound effects, so if you like what you hear, check out the link in the description and use code Machado to save 70% off your first year of Audio Pro. So the big question is, how do these Vaxis headsets compare with the Hollyland Solidcoms that we've been using for so long? I have both here, and I want to give you the most direct comparison possible, so I'm recording direct feeds for both systems, so this is exactly what you hear when you use both systems. So I'll start with the Hollyland first. So this system is great, and they've become even better with the new Pro versions that include noise cancellation. These are actually the older versions without noise cancellation, and the one thing I love about these headsets are that they have really great clarity, even when you're speaking at lower volumes. So if we're rolling on a hot set and I need to whisper, I could just whisper right into the mic and give my operator or any of my crew any notes. To mute yourself, it's really easy. Just flip the mic up, and to speak, just flip the mic down. So now I'll switch over to the Litecomms, and already these are much lighter, and
To be honest, it sounds like a phone call, and the best way I can describe it is if you were using a traditional radio but packaged as a duplex headset. So when you view it under those optics, the audio quality is much more forgiving. There's a mute button right here on the side, which is really convenient rather than having to constantly flip a microphone up and down. And even though, in my opinion, sound much more aggressive compared to the C1s, these headsets have a pretty neat pony trick that makes them a pretty interesting option.
So most film sets are pretty controlled, so background noise really isn't always an issue, but oftentimes we're shooting on location at live events or in crowded stadiums, and duplex comms tend to get really muddy really quickly when things start to get really loud. But this is where the Vaxis headsets, I think, have a trick up its sleeve. All right, so I wanted to show you this really cool feature. I just grabbed a track of audio and I'm playing it on my studio speakers at full blast, max volume, and at its peak we'll probably get around to 80 decibels. And so I wanted to switch over
to Litecomms, and as you can hear, they do a really good job of isolating my voice and kind of drowning out everything else around you. And right now I'm speaking at a volume that, if you were right in front of me right now with this music at full blast, you could probably hear me. But I think what's most impressive is that even when I bring my volume down and even speak at a normal voice as if this music weren't playing, you're still able to hear me and understand me with music that's playing full blast, again, right next to me. And I think that's probably the most standout feature for me for this system, and I think is really effective at particularly loud events, especially with the bone conduction style headset. So, again, super impressive.
This is what it sounds like normally with the boom microphone, and as you can hear, it's pretty loud. I'm standing next to a speaker.
And for one last time, I'll go back to Litecomms, and again, they sound pretty good.
Where I think the Litecomms really shine are when you are using ear protection, so you're still able to drown out all the environmental noise, but you can still hear your crew because the sound bypasses your eardrum straight into your inner ear. I think that Hollylands objectively have a better sound quality, but they kind of just fall apart at super loud environments, which make these a really compelling option for certain scenarios. Even when you think about traditional surveillances, it sucks when you're in a really noisy environment and just have to crank the volume. Again, it's going straight into your eardrum and sounds really harsh. The noise cancellation does a remarkable job at isolating your voice, even when you're speaking at a normal volume. And even when it does get loud, it's a lot easier to understand because of the bone conduction design. All right, so for a quick recap, the open ear design makes it really easy for when you need to be aware of your surroundings. The active noise cancellation is probably the best I've heard. And 3, it's really easy to understand, even in loud environments, especially when you're wearing ear protection.
Yeah. Business. Yeah. Wall Street. There's a journal for it. It's funny, they actually call me the wolf of the journal.
The wolf of the journal?
Yeah.
Let's get forward a little bit.
Yeah.
The noise cancellation alone is what makes this system stand out most to me, and is particularly helpful when working on location in loud environments, and the open ear design still gives you the option to use additional ear protection or even other surveillance earpieces. Even under normal conditions, the audio is quite literally loud and clear, and I love having the option of compartmentalizing different departments so that my lighting team doesn't have to constantly listen to us camera folk yap and vice versa. 2 headset kit will be available for $649, a 4 kit for $1299, a 6 for $1899, and an 8 for $2499. So it's pretty similarly priced to most other duplex systems. I don't think it's necessarily better or worse than other brands. It's similar to a camera in that it's just a different tool for a different job.